I'm making my own homemade nut milk. I call it the Honest Nut Blend. Not because it's fancy, not because it's complicated, but because I know exactly what's gone into it. The ingredients could not be simpler. I use a 1/4 cup of almonds, a 1/4 cup of cashews, 1 Brazil nut, 2 cups of water, 1/2 teaspoon of maple syrup, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, and just 1/16 of a teaspoon of salt. The first step actually starts before blending. I soak my almonds, cashews, and my 1 Brazil nut for around 8 hours. Once they finish soaking, I drain away the water and give everything a really good rinse. Then I do one extra step. I remove the skins from the almonds. Now they're ready to become the Honest Nut Blend. I add my soaked cashews, my peeled almonds, and my Brazil nut into the blender. Then I start with just 1 cup of fresh water. Then I blend it for 1 minute. I like doing this way because it allows me and it allows the blender to really break everything down and create that smooth, creamy texture. Once it's blended, I leave it to rest for around 15 minutes. After the 15 minutes, I add my 2nd cup of fresh water, then blend it for 1 more minute. This brings it to the consistency I like, smooth, light, and creamy. The next step is passing it through a fine sieve. Because I've soaked the nuts, removed the almond skins, and blended everything really well, I usually find that there's little to no pulp left behind. For me, the sieve is just the final check to get that lovely, smooth finish. Now that the blend is smooth, I add the final touches. 1/2 teaspoon of maple syrup and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. This is just enough to add a gentle sweetness without overpowering the natural nut flavor. Then I add the smallest ingredient, 1/16 of a tablespoon of salt. It's not there to make it salty, it just helps balance everything and bring those flavors together. And then I mix everything well. And that's it. This gives me approximately 550 mils, which lasts me about 3 days, which I keep in the refrigerator. What I love about making this myself is I know every single thing that has gone into it. One thing I've learned since reducing ultra-processed foods is that small changes really do add up. I'm not trying to make everything from scratch overnight. I'm just looking at the foods I use regularly and asking, can I make a simpler version myself? And this one has become part of my routine. This is the Honest Nut Blend. Simple ingredients, nothing hidden. So thank you for joining me on my Traeheart journey, and I will see you in the next one.